Hey there, how are you? Going ahead with our chaos engineering series, now we reached the second phase, that is the hypothesis. So here is the time of you start making questions about the possible or impossible situations that your application could face sometime somewhere. And here it's important that you make questions that make sense. So for example, you just created a new application and it is deployed and you have just one server, and you said, oh, let's figure out what happened if I just shut down my server. Oh, you don't need to do this experiment. Your application will die. It's no application at all. But for example, if you have a cluster with two servers, oh, okay, let's see what happens if I drop it one server. So this makes sense. This question makes sense. Okay, so you start making questions. So what if my database shut down? But in this case, if you are the developer or you follow the development time, and you know that there is no failover, there is no way to handle this kind of failure as a database dropping. So don't waste time doing this test. Okay, so first do something to handle it, and then you test it, then you try it. Okay, so the questions that you are making here in this second phase, the hypothesis phase, is question that you really don't know the answer. Okay, so, well, I know that my application has some kind of resilience, but I'm really not sure the behavior if this or that happens. Okay, so if my database is shut down, if I have some communications problem between two or more microservers, if a port is denied from the server, or if my application is big and maybe I'm using two data centers, what if one data center is shut down and just the other is working? Or if I have multiple cloud vendors working for me, what if this service is shut down on this vendor and this another is up and running? Okay, so this is questions that make sense and you don't know the answer. Okay, and one important key point here on this phase, it's, if possible, the people that is working on making questions are not the same people that has developed or deployed or that know much about the system. Because think about when your developer is working with the test people, and if you do the test, maybe you forget or you don't cover a lot of the aspects of your system. And at the other side, when do the test people spend 1 minute on your system, they are able to find some weaknesses, some errors, or so on. And that's the same case on chaos engineering. So that's why some of the big companies that are working with chaos engineering, they have the chaos engineers, okay. Because they are separate teams, separate people, separate roles, so they are not so used, but they don't have some bias on when they are trying to make those questions and to have these experiments done over the application. Okay, so that is the hypothesis. Do questions that make sense, questions that you don't know the answer, and people that are not so biased by the application, the aspect, the business, and so on. Okay, so hope you enjoy and see you next time. Bye bye.